Gas prices have gone up every day for the past 11 days. But our president, ex-ExxonMobil, says there is nothing to worry about. He wrote, the United States is the largest oil producer in the world by far, so when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. But of far greater interest and importance to me as president is stopping an evil empire, Iran, from having nuclear weapons. That's right, he's stopping the evil empire. He really is the stupidest president of all time. And this idea that he says when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. Maybe you and your buddies do, but we don't make a lot of money. We just pay more for gas when oil prices go up. He must think we're as dumb as he is. The man who campaigned on the promise he would get gas prices under $2 a gallon is now trying to convince us that higher prices are better. You know, you hear the term gaslighting a lot, but rarely when it comes to actual gas.
Gas prices have gone up for 11 days straight. Every single day. And Trump's response to go on his social media and tell Americans that the higher oil prices are actually good because his billionaire friends are making money. Not you, not me. Him and his friends. This is the same man who stood in front of millions of Americans and promised under $2 gas prices. He looked straight into the camera and made that promise. And now he's trying to make you believe that paying more is actually better. That's not gaslighting. That's a full-on gas explosion.
According to a new survey, a third of Americans say they are skipping meals or cutting back on utilities like heat to pay the rising cost of their health care premiums, which makes me wonder what happened to that health care plan Trump announced 2 months ago. Remember the great health care plan he announced? That disappeared right along with our invasion of Greenland. They just went away.
A third of Americans are skipping meals, not cutting back on restaurants, not ordering cheaper food, skipping meals entirely to pay health insurance. And it's happening in the richest country in the world. And the healthcare plan that Trump announced 2 months ago disappeared. Just like the Greenland invasion, just like every other promise he made. He announces it, crowd cheers, and then it quietly disappears and nobody has the gut to ask, where did it go?
Yesterday, our current president and the next one right there in a room together. Our FIFA Peace Prize winning POTUS said yesterday that even though we are still bombing Iran, their soccer team is welcome to come to the United States for the World Cup this summer. And then when Iran's Minister of Sports suggested they might not be keen to do that, he tweaked the invitation. He wrote, the Iran national soccer team is welcome to the World Cup, but I really don't believe it is appropriate that they be there for their own life and safety. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Well, I'm glad he's looking out for them. That's nice. You know, Trump said we could take out Iran in an hour which he couldn't even take off all his makeup in an hour.
We are actually bombing Iran right now. American military strikes Iran as you're watching this video. And Trump just personally asked Iran's soccer team to come to our country and play for the World Cup while we're bombing. And when Iran said that's not the best offer when you think about the circumstances, Trump responded by saying it's actually for their own safety. The man started a war and now he's just inviting them. You genuinely cannot make this stuff up.
Thomas Massie is a libertarian-leaning Republican from Kentucky, and Trump hates him because he's the co-sponsor of that bill that forced the release of the Trump Epstein files. So yesterday, Trump flew to Kentucky for a rally and to pick up some of that delicious fried chicken they have. And then he did this big rally to support the guy running against Thomas Massie, a Trump sycophant named Ed Galrine, who jumped on stage to give the event just a little extra dose of crazy.
Mr. President, I hope the fake news gets this. Tom Massie stands with the ladies of The View. Tom Massie stands with the ladies of The View. Mr. President, we stand with you. Fight, fight, fight! USA! USA!
I'm telling you, that is the greatest candidate.
Yeah. He seems pretty great. I don't think I've ever seen a man in his 60s go through puberty on stage before. It's like the world's most hyperactive funeral director.
Let me make sure you understand what just happened here. There's a Republican congressman who co-sponsored the bill to release the Epstein files. And Trump's response was to fly Kentucky and hold a rally to try and destroy his carrier, not address the Epstein files, not explain why his name was in there, just to go after the man who made them public. And the guy he brought up to replace him had an actual meltdown on stage in front of everyone. This is who Trump wants representing America.
Trump put on quite a show in Kentucky, and for those who didn't have 2 hours to sit through that show, we boiled it down for an all-new edition of Real Moments in Dementia.
You know what an excursion is? We had to take a little trip. Kentucky. Kentucky. I love Kentucky. I love Kentucky. Paducah. Give me somebody with a warm body. I got somebody with a warm body. You know, it's a little rainy today. Round and round it goes. Kills a lot of birds. Want to play a song? Ave Maria. Right now, Ave Maria. Ave Maria. Pavarotti. Dr. Oz. Okay. Do you mind if I get off the teleprompter? No mail-in ballots. I don't do interviews. He should have done it. I want to watch myself. Attack. It's my favorite word. That's it. Absolutely. Holy matter. No. Wow. What? Hey, what the hell is happening?
I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not good.
I need you to watch that again, because that is the President of the United States, the man with the nuclear codes, the man who just started a war in the Middle East, the man who is making decisions that affects every single human on this planet. Kentucky, Paducah, Amaria. I want to watch myself. Attack is my favorite word. This is not a bit. This is not a comedy sketch. This is a real footage of American presidents just setting up actual rally, and everyone around him is too scared to say something about it.
Trump hosted an event at the White House today to honor Women's History Month, and they dragged the First Lady out of her shoe closet or whatever to introduce him. And this is interesting. You know how some couples, as they get older, start to sound alike? They kind of morph into the same person. Well, Melania, while introducing her husband, had an awful lot of nice things to say about herself.
As a visionary, I know success is not born overnight, but rather takes shape after a long and sometimes challenging process. Often alone at the top, I follow my passion, listen to my instinct, and always maintain a laser focus. In solitude, my creative mind dances. The principle resonates across all my roles as a mother, humanitarian, philanthropist, and entrepreneur.
In solitude, her creative mind dances. You don't, as a humanitarian and entrepreneur. They could probably put any words in front of her and she'd just keep reading them, right? Possible side effects include headache, muscle fatigue, and diarrhea.
Melania Trump was brought to honor Women's History Month and stood at the podium and spent the entire speech talking about herself, her instincts, her creative mind, her vision, and her passion at a Women's History Month event. And Trump sat there in the front row trying to keep it together while his wife described herself as a visionary, humanitarian, entrepreneur. Meanwhile, a third of American women are skipping meals to pay for health insurance. But sure, in solitude, her creative mind dances, right?
And by the way, look at him trying to keep it together while she talks.
As well as with my new film, where I shaped its creative direction.
That's right. All the Be Best documentaries let the subject shape the creative direction. What creative direction? I watched that documentary. Nothing happens. Waze has more creative direction than the Melania documentary. And then they really put a cherry on top of Women's Month. You're not going to believe this. An Olympic gold medalist showed up to present the president with yet another award he didn't win.
Olympic medals are never achieved alone. So I am here today, and I'm so honored to present this, my Order of ECOS medal, to you, Donald Trump.
Look at how happy he is. Whoa! You got a medal from me? I thought he was all about keeping men out of women's sports. Now he's taking the medal. Suddenly he's a ladies bobsledding champion. There is no shame in this administration. There's vanity, there's plenty of vanity, but there's no shame.
An Olympic gold medalist showed up to the White House to give Donald Trump a medal that he didn't win during Women's History Month. The man who has been trying to ban women from the sports just stood there grinning like a child on Christmas morning, accepting a medal from a female Olympic champion. And nobody in that room said a single word about it.
You know, our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, is doubling down on his crusade against the free press. The Pentagon has reportedly banned some photographers from press briefings about the war because they released photos that either Hegseth or his staff did not like. They released unflattering photos of him, and so they're not allowed back. Who would have ever guessed the guy who spent thousands of taxpayer dollars on a makeup studio might be a little bit self-absorbed? Turns out our phony tough guy, our Secretary of War, is a sensitive little snowflake making a safe space for his beautiful face. I like that he thinks it's the photos that are making him look bad. Like, I mean, who could possibly take an unflattering photograph of this, you know? It's give him two horns and a steering wheel. He's Bowser in Mario Kart. And the truth is, Pete Hegseth is actually a handsome guy. He's on the outside. On the inside, he looks like the old lady from Weapons. But on the outside... But enough about Pretty Pete.
Pete Hegseth spent thousands of dollars of your tax money building a personal makeup studio in the Pentagon, and then banned journalists from press briefings because they took photos that he didn't like. This is the Secretary of the Defense of the United States of America. The man in charge of the most powerful military in the world is having a meltdown about unflattering photographs while our soldiers are fighting in Iran, while Americans are skipping meal, while gas prices go up every single day. But Pete Hegseth's lighting wasn't right in one photo, and now free press gets banned. Bowser in Mario Kart. Kimmel nailed it, actually.